Good morning, guys, or if it's afternoon, evening, good night, whatever it is, but it is morning for me. In this episode, we are heading down to the auction site where I buy cars from. I've bought, yet again, another Mazda. So when we buy cars through the auctions, they are sight unseen, so I'll take you through buying a car sight unseen. Hopefully it's alright. It's a Mazda 3. Looks like it had a bit of damage to the bonnet, windscreen's broken and some damage to the roof, so don't know how many Ks it's done. Let's head down and go pick it up. I've got the car trailer all hooked up with a ute and we'll go down and pick up the car. So I thought I'd just give you guys a bit of a run while I'm driving down there. So basically ever since COVID happened, the auction yard doesn't allow you to walk through and look at the salvage cars anymore, the cars that are, being sold off on behalf of insurance companies as repairable write-offs or WAVRNAs. The categories that you've got for cars that you buy through auctions are WAVRNA, which means that they are older than 15 years old and not classed as a write-off on the VIN history on the vehicle. Repairable write-off means that you can obviously buy the car, repair it. You have to take it through a inspection to get all the repairs passed through, and then you have to go through a roadworthy inspection where they check over, like the seat belts and suspension, brakes, oil leaks, stuff like that. So the cars have to be really up to scratch to be able to pass through inspection. And then you've got statutory write-off, which means that the cars can't be registered. So yeah, I usually go for cars that are WAVRNA or repairable write-offs, just to let you guys know that it can be a bit of a hassle to get them passed through repairable write-offs. So you really got to know what you're doing, or else you're going to be wasting your time and sometimes it's not even worth it. Buying cars through auctions is a risky business. You can't go down there and have a look at the cars. You buy them sight unseen. You buy them by just looking purely at photos. So if you're not looking to take the risk on hoping to buy a half decent car where you can repair it up and sell it, then don't get into the business. I have bought a few cars that by looking at photos they look like half decent cars. You go there and pick them up and obviously the repairs are a lot worse than they look in the photos. So in saying that, a lot of the times I can strip down the cars and sell them for parts, so I can make some money back that way. A lot of the time on the cheaper cars you just put them up online and hopefully someone else will buy them. Hopefully your wrecking yard will buy them, and you hopefully get majority of your money back. So it is a bit of risky business. It's risk to reward business, I guess. You really got to know what you're looking for. Like I've said in the previous video, I've been in the industry for about 12 years, so by looking at a car that's been hit, I can sort of tell what sort of damage it will have and make a call from there if it's a car worth buying or not. So yeah, that's just generally what I look for and do when buying cars through auctions. I'm probably about 5-10 minutes away from the auction yard, so it won't be too long until we pick it up and head back to the workshop and have a look at this thing. Alright, so we just got to the auction yard. When you get here, if it's a repairable write-off, you want to go into the office and get all the documentation that the car has with photos. This is what you're going to have to take through to inspection when you take it through. So I've got all the photos here and documentation of what they've listed online when they've advertised the car through the auction site. So you definitely need this paperwork when you go to take it through inspection. So make sure when you get here, you go into the office, make sure the car's being paid for before you can head in and actually pick up the car. You're going to have to come with either a car trailer or a tow truck. You cannot drive the cars out of their yard. They will not allow you. So make sure you come down here with a car trailer or a truck, a tow truck. That way you can pick up the car. Definitely cannot drive it. Alright, so we've got the Mazda all loaded up. as you can see, the forklift actually loads the car up onto the trailer for you. So I don't like it, but it's what they have to do, obviously, because they don't allow you to drive the cars. I find, well, I've had a couple of cars that have actually had, you know, control arms or something that have been bent, obviously, from the forklift forks. You know, as they go underneath, they might hit something and they might bend something or damage the floor, something like that. So it's good to get it up on the hoist when you get it back to a workshop or something like that, and have a good look underneath. Obviously, if there is any excess damage from the forklift loading the car on, that has to be fixed. So that's a bit of another headache that you have to deal with when doing these sort of jobs as repairable write-offs and buying cars through the auction. So just another thing that you have to keep in mind. I haven't had a good look at the car yet, so we'll get it back to the workshop, get it off the car trailer and have a good look over it. Alright, so here it is. It is a 2013 Mazda 3. That was a damage on the roof I was talking about. The damage on the car's a bit odd. Like, the bonnet is pretty much scrapped, but there's no scratches or any like evidence on it to say that you know, it was hit underneath a truck or something like that. And the way that the windscreen's broken like that, with no damage to the front of the roof, sort of seems like someone was probably jumping on the car. There's no evident scratches or anything on the front bumper bar, or the headlights aren't broken. So it's almost like someone vandalised this car. And this mirror is broken as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, I think. That's sticking out a little bit, which isn't too bad. There's no actually the light's broken there and there as well, actually. Okay. That could pretty much just be, like I said, from someone jumping on it. That looks like, because yeah, other than that, there's no scratches to the bumper bar. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, I think. It does, like I said, I didn't know what sort of kilometers it has, 166,000, so it's not too bad. It is an automatic, so it's definitely a car worth fixing. But yeah, it's pretty clean, to tell you the truth, except for whoever sort of looked like they maybe jumped all over the car. Material's not too bad. It does have the glass everywhere in the front. So it's going to need a good clean out, maybe take out the seats and yeah, get all the glass out of it. And yeah, pretty much the reason I bought this car here is because you would have seen in my other videos, if you've watched them, this is my Mazda 3 parts car. So basically I've got a bonnet, which is good. Headlight I think I've already used for another car, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think I've used that headlight, so probably just chase up another second-hand headlight. Windscreen, if I wanted to remove this windscreen and put it into that other car, I could. Really depends on the cost of the windscreen, which they usually aren't too bad. So yeah, perfect. I've got a bonnet that needs to be painted to put on that car. Simple. And I've actually got another car that's being inspected at the moment that needs to be picked up. So I just received the phone call. I'm going to go pick that up and come back to the workshop and we can go from there. Alright, so we've just rocked up to the inspection site where I've got one of these other Mazdas dropped off for Tier 3 inspection, repairable write-off inspection. I'm going to head in, hopefully it's all good, hopefully they passed it, don't have to bring it back or any faults or anything like that, so I'm pretty confident. Let's head inside and pick up the car. We failed. And it's bloody... I'll try not to swear, but it's bloody stupid, man. I'm telling you, sometimes doing this stuff is a bit of a headache. Anyway, so pretty much it's just paperwork related why the vehicle didn't pass. So what I'll do is I'll need to get a zero balance invoice because I don't have that. So I need to print that off. I need to take the photos of the donor car VIN number and give that to them. And then I need to fix up the invoice because I put down a right hand front guard in tax invoice instead of a left hand front guard. So I'm just going to have to fix that. Provide original purchase receipts. Engine fault, provide details receipt. So when I took the car down, it did not have an engine fault. Did not have any lights on the dash. So this is what I mean, it can become a bloody hassle to be able to do this stuff, and it bloody pisses me off. So I'm gonna have to spend a day running around now, try and get this paperwork sorted, try and get some invoices sorted. So pretty much this is gonna be a wasted day for me. So this just shows you sometimes it can be pretty stressful and a bit of a waste of time running around and chasing your tail trying to fix stuff like this up. I've had how many cars that have gone through without any issues, and just once in a while you do get these one cars that do cause you a bit of a headache, and this is one of them. Some of the mistakes is mine, like the right hand guard invoice which I provided, which I didn't need it because it was a left hand front guard, so that was my mistake. Same as the zero balance invoice receipt that they want for the car to say that it's actually been paid for. Don't know how you pick up a car without it being paid for. Anyway, then I'm going to take photos of the donor vehicle, which all I've really ever had to do is just put down the VIN number, which is acceptable. They now want photographs of the donor vehicle for some reason. And the engine fault was, well, it's got an engine light on, which wasn't there when I dropped the car off, so I don't know what's going on with that. So yeah, it just shows you a bit of a situation with taking cars for inspections, that they can sometimes be a headache. So be smart about it if you guys really want to do this, and you have to have the patience and knowledge to be able to do this stuff. So it just shows you. Alright, anyway, I'm going to head off to go sort out this car so I can get it out cleared and pass so I can take it through roadworthy. So I'll do that today. Like I said, just picked up the red Mazda. Doesn't look too bad, should be a pretty easy repair job. And yeah, I've got a silver one in the spray booth with. It's still being repaired, which I was hoping to get onto today, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Alright, so I did some running around for the Mazda 3 that didn't pass inspection. I sorted out my paperwork, well, the paperwork that I need to take back so I can pass it. I'm just going to start the car. Yeah, the engine light's still on, so what I've got is a little scan tool here. Alright, so switch the ignition on, plugged in. This is a diagnostic machine. Hopefully it will tell me why the engine light is on. Air control system lower than expected. Alright, so I'm do a quick Google search to see what comes up, and I'll go from there. a little update on the Mazda 3 that did not pass inspection. I sorted all my paperwork out, sorted out the engine light issue. It was just throttle body, just needs to be cleaned and, you know, put back together, whatever. So I cleaned the plug, cleaned the throttle body out, started the car up, didn't come up with any code, so that's all done. I went down to the inspection place hoping that sometimes on the day that you pick up a car, they'll give you the day to sort out the issues with the car, and they can pass it on that day. But apparently the person that did the inspection was busy, couldn't get it done today, so have to rebook for next week to get it re-inspected. So I think it should be all good from there. It was just paperwork issue. There was nothing wrong with repairs or anything like that. So it should be a pretty simple one to get through now. Once it passes the tier 3 inspection, I've got to go through roadworthy. So hopefully this one will be registered in the next few weeks. And then I've got windscreen booked in for the red Mazda for tomorrow morning, so windscreen will get replaced on that, and I can get started on the silver one in the spray booth, which still needs repairs. Enjoy, guys. Like I have said in previous videos, if you find someone struggling, or if you yourself have any mental health issues, please reach out, talk about it. It really does help. There's a lot of people out there that can help out, a lot of people that go through stuff that we don't know about, or they are afraid to speak out about it. So yeah, just talk to one another and give each other support, because it can really go a long way. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.